Okay, so DC Universe Last Will and Testament, issue number one. So I bought this book because I've read that it had a badass Deathstroke fight, and I'm glad I did because I was definitely satisfied. The book is a Final Crisis series tie-in, a one-shot. So in the book, the world is ending, and the story talks about how the heroes are spending their last days with their family before the final battle. But Geoforce, on the other hand, the C-list character in the front cover, he just wants revenge and wants to kill Deathstroke instead. Uh, for Deathstroke manipulating and killing his sister Terra. And Terra is a Teen Titans character who can manipulate the Earth like him. And before the fight, I liked how they had addressed even approaching Slade. In the beginning, Black Lightning and Geo was having a conversation in an apartment, with Lightning trying to persuade Geo from not following through with his plans. Telling him it's suicide. Lightning was saying, how are you even gonna get close to someone like that? He doesn't fight like nobody we know, not even like Batman. He's always 10 steps ahead, stuff like that. And yeah, Geoforce was like, I found his weakness, and it's his kids. And he went saying that he had found a file that Nightwing had made classified for some reason, and in it there was this event or incident where Deathstroke had taken a shot at one of the League members or somebody important, but he had missed, and Deathstroke never misses. And the file had explained that before that happened, on the same day, Deathstroke's son Jericho's son's throat got slit in an alley, and that was the reason why he had missed that shot that day. And I thought that was really interesting, and so yeah, obviously, it looks like he's gonna use his kids against him, and I thought that he was gonna kidnap his kids or something, do something crazy, but he didn't though. All he did was lure Slade into the same alley where of the incident, and the strategy really didn't do much in the beginning, but it definitely paid off towards the end though. So the fight, it starts off with Deathstroke showcasing his awesome reactions and speed, with him dodging an ambush of boulder-shaped fists. Super sick, dude. And while still in the air, Slade devised an awesome bait, where he had purposely missed a shot from his dart gun so that he could plug Geoforce in the leg 3 times, man. And this was definitely one of my favorite scenes, as it showed Slade, being a master strategist and just being freaking sick, dude. And I liked how they showed how Geoforce was all cocky, when Slade missed. He's like, hey, you missed. And then it pans over to Slade, and he was like, "Are you sure?" And then Geoforce looked down his thigh, all shocked, and sees like 3 darts in his leg, dude. And I thought it was super cool. So after that, Geoforce fell from the rooftop onto the dumpster, and yeah, so it's the same alleyway of Slade's son's incident. And as Deathstroke chases him down, he starts getting flashbacks of the traumatic experience from the incident, but he brushed it off. So you can see, his strategy, slowly taking an effect. And so, yeah, this is another cool scene. So as Geoforce tries to rush Slade after recovering from the fall, Deathstroke all badass, like, just standing there, in a blink of an eye, throws 2 swords at his freaking legs, man. Impaling him to the dumpster. And you don't even see it coming, dude. All you see is dust in the air. That's how fast Deathstroke is. And and yeah, and Slade, after that, Slade casually walked up to him, and he's like, "Game over, dude." So this last part was definitely my favorite part of the fight. And as Geoforce is trying to free himself, Slade was all talking shit on how he used his sister as a pawn, and now he's doing it to him. And now Geoforce was all beaten and all just emotionally crushed, right now. And in a last ditch effort, he pulled one of the swords from his leg and just started swinging at him, dude, with no success. And then in an emotional outburst, he was like, fuck it, he's not gonna use me as a pawn. And so he sliced his own throat in desperation, dude. And I was like, damn, I was kind of shocked. And and at that same moment, that action had triggered Deathstroke's traumatic experience, bringing flashbacks of his son falling, and he couldn't help but react and try to, comfort and catch Geoforce like how he did his son, and and I thought it was really interesting, and Slade, all shocked and emotional. He was like, "No, you can't do this. I invested in you," and then and Geoforce in Deathstroke's arms, almost dying, managed to blurt out some gibberish. Slade was like, "What? What'd you say to me?" You know, and Geoforce was like, "I still have the sword." I mean, and then I turned the page and it was like, bam, dude. There was like this awesome full page overview of Geoforce cradled in Deathstroke's arms with with the sword impaled through Slade's chest, dude. And I was like, damn, dude, that was pretty sick, man. And yeah, so in the end, Geoforce recovered. Black Lightning was there to save him, and brought him to Doctor Midnight to get him all patched up and whatnot. And yeah, man, I thought that this was a badass fight, man. Even though it was a short one, it shows a C-lister. It dug a C-lister. He dug deep. He reached down, grabbed his balls, and and beat Deathstroke, man. And even if he had to fall like over 20 stories from a building, get two swords to the knees, and he had to slice his own throat just so he can get close to Deathstroke, man. I mean, I thought the story was well written, and I liked the dialogue, and I definitely had a lot of fun with the book, man. Yeah, it was super fun. Definitely one of my favorite Deathstroke reads right now, and it's up there with Identity Crisis issue number 3, man. And yeah, man. Thanks for watching part 1 of Deathstroke reads, and yeah, thanks guys. Late.